Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Great Educational Services, the Great Tutor. And today I will be taking us on topic in physics, a very popular topic, which is motion. Motion. And by definition, we'll say that motion is when an object changes its position, all right, with respect to a reference point with time. When an object changes its position with respect to a reference point at a particular what time. So whenever we talk about motion, we talk about position. We also talk about time. We also talk about distance, because this object is going to be changing from one point to another. Okay, there's a reference point. Let's say this body. Mind you, want to talk about body in physics, we are not referring to humans alone. Okay, we talk about bodies in physics, we are referring to objects. So in physics, this is a body. In physics, this is a body. All right. So we'll talk about body in physics as any object. Right. So we'll say that motion is when an object changes its position with respect to a reference point with what? Time. So that means there's a reference point. If the body was in point A, it has moved to point what? B. There's a distance covered, all right? The time frame which that distance was covered, all right? And there's a reference point from where it started and to where it ended, all right? Now, I don't know what motion is. We'll explain the laws of motion. These laws of motion, they were propounded by Sir Isaac Newton, which most science will refer to as one of the fathers of motion, all right? In his laws, he tried to explain the relationship between an object or physical object and the force acting on the object, all right? Thereby, he speculated three laws, which we refer to as the laws of motion, all right? The first law of motion states that everybody, right? Everybody will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line, right? Mind you, in a straight line, except it's acted upon by an external force. I repeat again, everybody will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line, except it's been acted upon by an external force. That is, if there was an object in point A at rest, okay, there's no distance covered at that point. That object is just there. This object will remain at this point for the next 1 million years, except it's been acted upon by an external force, which will not make it to change its position. So if I keep my duster here, it's going to be here for the next 100 years, except there's an external force. External force can varies, all right? It can what? Varies, right? It can vary from the fact that if this gets destroyed, this will change its position. From here, maybe it will fall down. Or if this has collapsed, its position will change. Or if this my board fall down, what happened? This position was changed. So the law is implying that every object, everybody, will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion, all right, It will keep moving if it was moving. Uniform motion in a what? In a straight line, except it is acted upon by an external force. Right? That's why you discover that you can be running, but an external force can act on you, which which can be the breeze, direction of the breeze against you, which will either slow down your speed or will hinder it. All right. So this law, I repeat again, states that everybody will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a what? In a straight line, except it is acted upon by an external what? Force. It is that external force that will cause it to either change position or will start moving. So if this ball was here, all right, if the breeze is so high, it can blow this ball and it start moving. Uh, Rather, this ball will still be here the way you left it, except an external force have caused it to change its position. Right? I will not be taking much of time today. Tomorrow, we shall be looking at the second law of motion. All right? The second law of what? Motion. Remember, in this law, it tries to explain the position of an object that everybody will continue in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line, except it's acted upon by an external what? Force. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. See you in our next class.